TitleMatchNetwork.com.
How powerful was the Kliq at the time?
Oh, it was very powerful. It was very powerful. They ran Vince McMahon. And if you told Vince McMahon that, it'd just smoke would come out of his ears. But that's the truth. I mean, I was in there and I saw it. Whatever Shawn Michaels wanted, Shawn Michaels got. Whatever Kevin Nash wanted, Kevin Nash got. And I don't blame those gentlemen. I just named those two gentlemen, but I don't blame them for one thing they did. Hey, Vince is going to get it out of you. So damn if you can't get it out of Vince. I say you get it. You know what I mean? You got to get it while the getting's good, because he is damn sure going to get his out of you. I mean, whether it be, working you to the death or selling your merchandise and giving you this much of it and him keeping this much of it. He's going to get his. So why not try to get yours? I don't blame those guys at all.
Were you there the weekend that the Kliq went on strike?
No. I was still in WCW. It was like a month later I came up.
How did you get along with Shawn Michaels?
I got along with him great. I really did, and I'm one of the people who did get along with him great. He was the easiest guy in the world to get along with. But you know what? You're going to run into people like that everywhere, not just in the wrestling business, but then when you're in the wrestling business also, and you're the best. You know what I mean? You're the best. You're getting paid the most. It's impossible for some of that not to go to your head. I'm not saying that that's right, that it goes to your head. I'm just saying it's next to impossible to keep it from going to your head. Well, hey, I'm the best, And if you knew Shawn for what he was, and you appreciated him for what he was, you could get along with him. But a lot of people couldn't, but he had Vince by the cojones, and I don't know why. I still think there's a dead body somewhere, and something's going on there, because he had Vince by the balls, and Vince did what he said. But he never led Vince astray. What he told Vince he would do, or he did, or he wanted to do, was always good. It always got over. You know what I mean? It was always good stuff. He never led him astray and said, let me do some stupid stuff and it'll really be great, So, but he had no problem in slamming that door and giving Vince just a piece of his mind and leaving with a piece of Vince's ass, because he would get on it. And it was great to us. We were like, yes, because we were all scared to death of him, right? This was early on. We were all still scared of him. But then he took a good trust in Hunter, and X-Pac came in, and then Vince just took a lot of trust and had a lot of faith in me, X-Pac, and Hunter, after Shawn had left. And Chyna was in there with us too, but Vince knew that we'd help her, if she couldn't do something, which there wasn't much she couldn't do, because she was, as far as the women wrestlers go, she's one of the most remembered ones, and she may not have been the best one or the prettiest one or whatever, but she's the most commonly known woman wrestler in the past decade, I'd say, and that's saying something. So Vince had a lot of faith in us, man, and DX. Not just we ended up producing our own video stuff half the time. Literally half the time. We would have stuff scripted out for us by Russo or by somebody, Ed Ferrara or somebody, and or Shane O'Mac sometimes. But they were all very good about listening to what we had to say, because like I said, we were fans. We were fans growing up. We watch. We know what's good. We know what we want to see. So if we could portray that and make it even better, funnier, or you know what I mean, just in some way better, hell, why not let us do it? So they did, and that's literally when we broke away from it was no longer a ratings war. When they cut DX loose, Stone Cold was right on the edge. He had already been getting his shove, but now he had 4 heels that could feed him and take rock bottoms and and just light the friggin' crowd and the world on fire. People around throwing their beers up and clanking their beers together in their living room and shit. And Rock came in and we did the same thing. How many times did we feed down for the rock bottom and make it look great, cut him off and shoot him off, and the timing of everything, duck something, he'd catch one of us with the fucking planter, and the other one with the rock bottom. And that ain't, believe me, that ain't Rocky. That ain't Steve Austin. That's Degeneration X. That's 4 guys, 3 guys, whatever, that can do it and then know what to do to make it bam, 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 entertainment, roller coaster ride, man. It sounds corny and artsy fartsy, but it is an art form to doing that and to making it good. There's a difference between doing it and doing it good, you know. And I sound cocky as hell right now, but hey, I'm sorry. I thought we were good.
Who came up with the ideas of you guys going DX, doing all the vignettes to all the stuff with WCW? And
Russo and Bruce Pritchard came up with a lot of it, and
you guys went to CNN.
yeah, we went to CNN Tower and ended up talking to a guy named Bob Dew, who me and X-Pac and Hunter had known from when we were there in WCW before, and he had no idea what we were doing, and he talked to us for about 20 minutes. I already got a real ass chewing for that, but he didn't realize what was going on, you know. And we actually went to their office down there, and we almost got thrown in jail that day, to tell you the truth. The day we invaded Atlanta, we were hiding sacks of stuff all in some rent-a-cars. Just that's not mine. That was in the car before we got it. But that was a scary moment. But that was a blast too. That was good writing, and they let us, you know, they didn't script us words to say. They just let us have a good time, and people saw that. I mean, hell, it turned us babyface. You know what I mean?
What was it like, the DX phenomenon?
It definitely was a phenomenon, man, and it was worldwide, and it was, I mean, nationwide especially. But you hear about kids in Canada getting suspended from school from saying "suck it" or doing the crotch chop, and I mean, it's definitely a phenomenon that I'm proud to be a part of something that was a phenomenon. But the fact that what it was it was like it's degradation and you know, and suck it and all kind of stuff. And I got children, and I know other wrestling fans got children as well, and they don't want their children hearing and seeing that. But at the same time, the fan base was a little older, and so they kind of just let us go until we started getting about a lot of bad responses, and sponsors pulling out, Coca-Cola and all that, you know, pulled out. Then all of a sudden it was bad. Just don't do that no more. Don't cuss no more. Don't say suck it. Don't say doggy style. Don't say, you know, I couldn't say, they took away half my shit. I couldn't do nothing. I had to just go out there and suck at wrestling.
Can you say level-headed at that point, or does it kind of get to you?
No, it gets to you.
You get caught up in the hype.
Yeah, you get caught up in the hype for sure. It's hard to stay level-headed, but you got to. I mean, if you don't, you're going to get heat with people. You're going to get, I mean, you're not going to be thinking straight no more. And you treat people differently, and people that you would never treat bad in your life, you catch yourself treating them bad because they're not on the same pedestal as you're on or whatever. You know what I mean? It changes you for sure. Power and money change you, and it only changes you for the worse. That's all there is to it. That's the truth.
Did Hunter treat you any different when he became champ? When he was at the top?
He treated me a little different, but never about him being the champion and me not being the champion. Never looked down his nose at me in that aspect. But at some points, he looked down his nose at me because I did drugs or I partied. You know what I mean? I wasn't so dedicated that I would get up in the morning and go to the gym and go tan and go do this and, you know, and that bothered him. You know what I mean? And maybe it bothered him because I was on his team and he wanted his team to look the best and be the best and all that. Well, I thought I could be the best and look half-ass. You know what I mean? And I still to this day think I can do that. I can work circles around a lot of guys that got friggin' Buff Bagwell's body. You know, and that it don't take a body to entertain people or a wrestling audience. You know what I mean? As long as you can wrestle and you have some type of entertainment value to your persona, you're all right in my book. You know, so he would look down his nose, him and Chyna, every now and then, just about the lifestyle I lived. You know, and but you know, he didn't do that too much.
Did you ever see success go to Chyna's head?
Yeah, I saw it go to her head pretty quick. and
How did you change?
She just got horrible towards the people in airports and restaurants, and it would almost be embarrassing, you know. And I think she learned that from Shawn Michaels. It seemed like, because Shawn would be like that kind of person in the I mean, I loved him to death, but yet he would be embarrassing me while we're sitting in the restaurant because he's hollering, "Oh, this sucks," or "This food is a shit," or "Where's my freaking waitress?" Or just throwing the trump card out too much. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's cool just to go in and relax and sit down and wait. Hey, if you gotta wait a few more minutes, wait a few more minutes. It ain't no reason to get your blood pressure all high about it. You just chill out. It'll be here. And so she changed for sure. She used to wear the gloves so she wouldn't have to shake everybody's hand barehanded. And if she did, she would wash that stuff off her hands a lot with that antibacterial stuff. And I don't want no amoebas or whatever the hell thought she was getting on me either. But at the same time, I ain't got time in my day to think about it. I done sat in 3 hotel rooms, 6 airplanes, 14 rent-a-cars. If there's scabies in one of them, I've already got it. So it ain't, you're going to be one of my wrestling fans give it to me.
What did you think when they decided to split up DX?
Oh, we all thought it was horrible. We all thought it was wrong as hell. I mean, it was so right on time that why are you going to mess up a good thing? Why? They had just ordered new jerseys, 85,000 new jerseys, or 8,500,000 new jerseys. The DX Suck It jerseys. And I mean, just all this merchandise and everything. It seemed like they did it way too hastily, and it showed in the show. And watching the show, it showed. Everybody still wanted DX back together for a long time until it was like, okay, they're not getting back together, so screw it. We're not going to think about it no more. But it was premature ejaculation, as I like to call it.
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall was a whiner. I liked Scott Hall. I got along with Scott Hall, but he was definitely a whiner. He was always saying, "Man, it's 2:00 in the morning where I'm from." Like if we were in another time zone. "Man, I'm tired. Could you hit me a little harder with that clothesline next time?" That's my horrible Scott Hall imitation. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm getting. Here I am 6 months in the business where he was working with Jeff for that Intercontinental title, and I was the roadie. And I'm cheap shotting him with stuff, and he's complaining about it. And he's twice my size, and he's been wrestling for 10 years in Japan and everywhere else, and he's just always was kind of, "God, man." Me and him had a couple of different little fallings out, but I was a member of his little clique. He liked me, and I liked him, but just every now and then we got enough of each other, it seemed like.
Shawn Waltman, that's right.
Oh, the best ever, especially in you know what? This is he's not as great a technical worker as Hunter is, but in the psychology aspect of it, he's every bit as good, man. Because like I said, I watched me and him versus Undertaker, and I would see which spots was mine and which spots like I thought of and he thought of and Taker thought of, and I remember them. And X-Pac was a master of saying, "Give me a minute," and he would sit over by himself for a second, and he would come back with the damnedest spot you ever heard. It was just great, and it was perfect, exactly what we needed right there. And I learned a lot from him. I really did. He's younger than me. He'd been in the business a little longer than me, but man, did I learn a lot from him.
Of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.